schedule, we've got 5 races in the books, 4 different winners. Then we have this doubleheader, and then we have 5 races to finish it out. So this is kind of like the midpoint. This weekend is the midpoint of the season.
Second time this year that the series has gone 2 races in the same weekend, but these are 2 tracks that we know and love. We hope to see you there. We have tickets to give away after the show. For more information on tickets and your way to the schedule, which includes 4 o'clock qualifying on Sunday and a race at 7:30 for the ASA Stars at Slinger, check out starsnationaltour.com, starsnationaltour.com on the web.
I have no official duties on Sunday night. I have some unofficial duties, but I have no official duties. But I'm going to be there.
This will be the transition. I'm going to say this now because there was a contest to name the Turn 4 bar.
That's my unofficial duties on Sunday night.
So we have not only Dean here making sure that the place is full of liquids. We have the guy here who named the place.
I'm going to be the host.
But you got the guy who named the place right next to you.
Yes, I do.
What'd you name it?
Well, it's sponsored by Uptown Motors.
Yeah.
It's a storage container that they made into a bar, and it's located just outside of Turn 4.
Yeah.
So the logical explanation or the logical choice for a name, Jeff Storm, is
Trouble in 4.
Trouble in Turn 4.
Trouble in Turn 4.
Trouble in Turn 4.
Trouble in Turn 4.
You got to say it like you mean it, though.
Trouble in Turn 4.
Trouble in Turn 4.
Wow, that's amazing.
And you can get in trouble there.
You could. Absolutely. I heard you can gamble there now, too.
You can gamble there, too. It's a full bar, and there's some gambling machines and picnic tables and benches.
There was people in trouble before you named it that.
Can you bet on yourself? Can Ryan Farrell go place a bet before he qualifies?
No, it's slot machines.
Good. I was going to say that's probably illegal to have race drivers betting on themselves.
I think that's a good suggestion. I like this.
Yeah, we should ask Pete Rose.
Do some fantasy slinger. That'd be all right.
Yeah, maybe. Time to clean up a little bit, boys. We're going on TV right here, right now. Ready? Here we go.
Get serious.
3, 2, 1. Welcome back to the Racing Roundup Show. It's the Benson Valley Bourbon Road Show at the Oak Creek Automotive Night at the Cellar in Oak Creek. We're on the road at a cool place to hang out, a great time to enjoy the evening any time of year. Great family food, homemade soups. They make their own pizza dough. It's a great place to be, and I certainly encourage you to come to the Cellar on Oakwood, 812 West Oakwood Road in Oak Creek. This portion of our show is brought to you by the Midwest Truck Series. They're back in action June 21st at Marshfield Speedway. Marshfield Motor Speedway is where they're going to run, I think, a 50-lapper there, so it's kind of cool to see what they're going to do. The Midwest Truck Series is supported by Bulldog Track Support, Epic Media, and the Hill Tavern. You can find out more about their series and more at MidwestTruckSeries.com. We now welcome in 2 guys that run super late models, really good, really fast, whether it be around here or around the country. Let's welcome into the show not only Dean Strom, welcome back, but our friend Jeff Storm and Ryan Farrell. Guys, welcome to the Racing Roundup Show.
Hey, thanks for having us.
Stormy, glad to see you here. Glad to see you got a chance to race a couple times, and I know when you go racing, you're ready to race for real. You don't race for points as much as you used to.
Right, exactly.
How are things going so far?
Actually, honestly, awful. We were 0 for 3 going into Saturday night.
I was glad to see you finish the race on Saturday.
So were we, believe me. It's just been one thing after another. We've had a lot of internal issues under the hood, unfortunately, and that's very unlike our program, but, parts break, parts fail, and we lost a really good engine up at Kaukauna for the Tundra Series, and we're back to our main car, which we always ran, and we ran that one Saturday night, and it finished all the laps, so that's a bonus, honestly.
And that was an Alive for 5 race, one of 5 races held every summer at Dells Raceway Park. Each of them pays $5,000 to win, and there's only 5 races to score points on, so the trickle 99, how'd you fare there if you're racing for those points?
We ended up 8th.
Okay.
We ended up 8th. I mean, I made a bad decision before the feature, which I thought was a good one, but we were way too free. Plenty of opportunities, the way the lane pick goes and everything else. I mean, it was right there in front of me. There was nothing I could do with it. We were just way too free. So just raced, just hung on, and we finished top 10. So we'll take 8th and move on to the next one.
Ryan Farrell joining us as well. You've got a few laps around Dells Raceway Park, a track you know and love, and a track that attracted Adams Towing, your sponsor, to your quarter panel and your support. It's got to be kind of cool knowing you get to race with those guys. How's your season going this far, Ryan?
Well, I've had a little bit of bad luck, and I just don't want to talk about it around Jeff because it could be a lot worse. So we've had really good speed. I think we should be darn near 5 for 5 on top 5 finishes this year. Had a great run at Slinger that Dean jinxed on the broadcast there.
Oops.
No, it was funny. It just he was talking about how good we were running, and sure enough, it flipped right after that. But finished 6th on Saturday night. It was a good night, and just really happy with the speed in the car. Just need to keep the luck going in the right direction, though.
We're here on Oak Creek Automotive Night, and Ryan, I want to talk about how important it is to have racers surrounding racers and how much Oak Creek Automotive and your other sponsors help you. This is kind of cool. You get to kind of hang out and spend some time with them on a night like this to kind of think about it.
Absolutely. Gorgeous night. I got a lot of the Adams Towing and Royce Rossier and Associates down here. A lot of good people, and really try, you get a little older, you've done this longer now, you appreciate people, and more and more. We lost one on Sunday. I have a sponsor on the car, GTM Services. That Sig, our good friend, passed away after some complications last week, and kind of put a damper on an otherwise good weekend. And otherwise, he'd be here tonight. And it's going to be weird not having a guy like that stumble into the shop. It's you appreciate that part of racing more and more as you get to do it, and so we'll be thinking about him the rest of the year, and as long as we're racing and having fun together. So.
Hanging out on the Racing Roundup Show at Dean Strom, Jeff Storm, and Ryan Farrell. And, yeah, those moments make you think about it, right? Yep. Storm, you've got a bunch of people helping you. In terms of your family business is one, but there's a lot more folks that help this thing work, doesn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Benson Valley Bourbon jumped on board here last year and really stepped up to the plate. And I wouldn't be doing any of this without them. And along with Duramax Trucking, who's been with us for a long, long time, Bart at Breber Music, riding on the back of the car forever, and he came back this year, it's just great. We have the Bruno's Restaurant and River City Lanes all in one building, Waterford, Wisconsin. If you're ever in town, stop in.
You're a big bowler.
Well, my daughter's a big bowler.
Okay, you've been a big bowler. She's more into bowling than you are, you're saying?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
All right.
So, stop in, bowl a game, have a cold beer, put it on my tab. I don't have a tab, but you can go ahead and put it on there.
Careful. We're talking to an audience on television and here Tuesday nights. Come on.
Now, stop into River City Lanes. Chuck and Teresa, the owners, my son-in-law, daughter's usually there. So stop in, have a burger, have something to eat, bowl a few games, have some cold drinks. They've been a great supporter of ours. Again, Benson Valley Bourbon, outstanding. Oak Creek Automotive, obviously. Bobby's been on the rocker panels here the last couple of years. We certainly appreciate all the support. I'm forgetting somebody, and I don't have my phone notes in front of me like Ryan Farrell does. But
well, I do want to ask you a question about Benson Valley Bourbon because I know that Russ has started that company in Kentucky, but I think the first time I saw it in your car, didn't he help you get to Nashville or the Snowball Derby or something?
We were headed down to Florida for the Bigley Memorial.
Yeah.
And we had, at the time, it was called Benson Valley Distribution or Distributors. And they all came down and had a great time. And then that's when they told me they were doing this. I'm like, oh, my goodness, wow, that's crazy. And I actually got down and seen this distillery and the property and everything. It's surreal to go see that. There's so much history there. I know James has been there, James and Katie, also backed by them. It's pretty cool what they've done. And to actually see the bottle sitting here in front of me right now, it's pretty surreal, honestly, to see everything they went through and how long it takes to get that to happen. Pretty proud of them guys and just real proud to have them riding on the hood and supporting us this year.
Big time. Dean Strom, you've got a chance to call a lot of laps of these two guys. It's kind of fun knowing that they can get along but also put on a good show for the fans.
Well, it's two of my favorite guys in the pit area. So
really,
well, we don't like to broadcast that, but
okay.
The guy to my right is my brother because they're just good guys, you know. And I think that Jim, that we're in the business of, and when it comes right down to it, we're in the business of telling stories. And both of these guys have really good stories. It's just family-run teams. It's guys that don't have deep pockets, and they're out there slugging it out against the best short-track racers in the Midwest. And when Jeff goes down to Tennessee or to Florida, he's slugging it out against the best short-track racers in the country. So it's just good to see that, and they like to have a good time.
From the southern side of Milwaukee, how about a big hand for Jeff Storm and Ryan Farrell joining us here on the show. Thanks, Dean, again for your contributions.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Our show airs every Saturday on CW18 Milwaukee. We are live every Tuesday night for the Racing Roundup Show. Check out our schedule at racingroundupshow.com.
Join the racing crowd every Tuesday night at 6 p.m. Central all season long. Contact us on our website, racingroundupshow.com. We'll be right back with more of the Upper Midwest and Wisconsin racing scene, NASCAR, and the world of motorsports.
The Gravely Mower Series at Olson Outdoor Power is raising the bar on performance with smarter controls, longer run times, and more comfort. Add in layaway and financing from Olson's, and there's no lawn you can't conquer. Buy the best from the best. Gravely at Olson's Outdoor Power, Muskego.
And we're back with more part 2 of our Racing Roundup Show interview with our friends, Ryan Farrell, Jeff Storm, and Dean Strom. You'll see the first segment on CW18 Milwaukee. I like the idea that we can talk to these guys some more, Dean, because
I think that's a great idea, Jim.
it's time.
Because we've got some more things to cover with my brother.
We do. Well, let's talk with your brother then. Jeff Storm, Dean Strom. Different spellings, but you're related. So.
Yeah, that's a funny story.
I always thought so.
It's a funny story.
We got time now to tell it, because you already got the stuff out of the way before. Talk about drinking and eating, and now we got, TV thing, and now let's go. What's the story?
When I first met Dean, I knew Dean Strom. I know how to spell my name. And
I know how to spell my name, too.
Right. But apparently nobody else did. Okay. And they're like, oh, you guys are brothers. And we just went with it. That's fine.
Of course we are.
My older brother.
Right.
Yeah, that's right, I am.
And then you say my taller brother or whatever. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Better looking brother.
So that's kind of a neat story. But, yeah, we've just kind of stuck with it all these years.
You know what else is a neat story? And I didn't know you were doing it. I thought when you first told me, I thought you were buffaloing me, that you're a crew guy for Travis Aarons on a 410 dirt sprint car. Just a crew guy, scraping mud and just doing stuff to help that car go faster. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it really is. Last year I helped Anthony Nearham, and we had a good time doing that. We just kind of went separate ways at the end of the year, and I walked over to Travis. I've known him a little bit through my engine builder, Paul, and started talking, and we talked this winter, and first race of the year, Beaver Dam, right? I get there. We actually went to a shop, helped load the backup car, put everything in the trailer, kind of get familiar with stuff, and get to the track. And he says, "Are you good at math?" I'm like, "Well, I guess. What do you need?" And he put me right to work, and he does not take his foot off of my neck. I mean, it's wide open all night long. It's unbelievable, the stuff he trusts me to do with a sprint car, and I'm an asphalt guy. He's like, "It doesn't matter. You're a racer. You know this stuff." Like, I didn't know, like a 9/16 wrench, you can pretty much rebuild a sprint car.
Really?
I know that now.
You have to have an open and a box end?
Usually use a ratcheting one. That's a lot quicker, or an impact.
All right, now we know what to get Jeff for Christmas, a couple of 9/16s.
Yeah, lots of them.
Yep.
It's crazy. But, yeah, really a neat deal with him, and to see him pull that off Thursday night. We were loading our asphalt stuff up for the weekend, so I wasn't able to be there. But, man, to see him pull that off and full.
I texted Jeff, and I said, "Are you there?" And he goes, "I'm watching it, and I'm speechless."
Yeah.
When's the last time you heard Jeff Storm say he was speechless?
I was literally shaking in the shop, like, oh, my God, another restart. And then I'm like, no, that's good. No lappers, because he'd go about 5-6 laps to be a caution. And it worked out in his favor, and so proud of him and his team and his efforts. I mean, he's just a guy like Ryan and I, and to go his very first start on a big national stage, whether it be High Limit or World Outlaws, and win the damn thing. That was impressive. And boy, if anybody could have used that $26,000, it sure was his. He lost a motor. We lost a motor 2 weeks before that at Wilmot. Had an internal problem, whatever. So it's not a cheap date. They're $60,000, So for him to pull that off, that was pretty cool.
And if you read Dave Coleman's Milwaukee Journal Sentinel coverage, you also can find out that I think he's going to buy a new fire suit. Not just because he jumped in the lake inside 141. He said, "I've got one coming. I got to buy a new one. This will help."
That's funny. I kept giving him a heart. I'm like, "Travis, you are on flow all the time. I mean, this thing has holes in the knees." And so going into Thursday night, I told him, and me and one of the other crew guys, Kevin Pfeffer, we're going to split buying him a fire suit. I'm on a program with Simpson, like we can get you on that. And so that was the start of the night. By the end of the night, he's like, "Don't worry, I got it." And I'm told that J.J. Yaley reached out to him, offered him 2 suits and crew shirts.
Wow.
And Swindell, what does she have?
Victory Fuel.
Victory Fuel.
Swindell,
Victory Fuel. She reached out to him as well. So
all right. Awesome.
Travis has a new suit coming. So
great.
We're good to go.
Good. How good does that feel, right?
Yeah, it's great. That's pretty cool. They have a big road trip this weekend. Lincoln, Illinois, Friday night, and Peevely, Missouri, Saturday.
You going?
So, we're not going to talk about that right here. I don't know. It's tough for me to do that, honestly. It's a weekend off. I got a lot of stuff to do at home. My house looks like a jungle, so
10-4.
Yeah, we'll see.
Ryan, we're talking about helping other guys out. It seems like you guys have the knack and the nerve to say, if you need something, come over to our pits and we'll help you. You guys are that way.
Yeah,
I've noticed it.
Well, we kind of need everybody else usually too. So you got to it's a little political, But I do want to say Jeff did do a heck of a sprint car move there. Eric called it out on the broadcast, and I had a front row seat to the whole thing. He was sideways through 1 and 2 there, and rode it out, and I ended up over here, and I'm like, where'd he end up? And he was down backwards on the front stretch or back stretch there. Yeah. So you are learning, I think, from that whole sprint car deal.
I mean, I kind of got swatted there. I knew who was leading. I knew we had went 60 laps green.
Well, I was getting tired anyway, so that was good timing. Right. Good job.
I knew he probably had a pretty good gap, and I did not want to bring out a caution, so I laid the coals to it and tried to save it, and then it went around.
We needed a break.
We needed a break. Yeah, now I need new axles.
But you got to have, back to your point, anytime anybody needs anything, I don't have the most stuff at the track, but it's always nice when you can help somebody out, and always feels good that way. You need that, and I can't bring a big enough hauler to haul everything I need, so it's good to have a relationship with everybody out there.
Ryan says that, but it's literally anybody in the pit area in our world and what him and I do and where we go and travel, maybe just in the Midwest, but you don't want to see a guy haul to Iowa and absolutely. We'll figure it out later or whatever. But yeah, it's racers helping racers, and I think that just goes across the board. I know in our world it does anyway.
Ryan got to Slinger Super Speed. He's been there, twice this year?
Yeah.
First time he got there, after qualifying, I thought he was channeling his inner Dick Trickle.
Yeah, pull a trickle.
He got in there after qualifying, and I said, what do we got in that box? And he goes, we got a bad idea is what we got. And then the next week, you passed me on the way to Slinger.
I made second practice.
So you made he made second practice. So he was like getting there early.
That was one of the best cars I've ever had there. We actually had a ground issue, power wire shorted out, and it was on a restart. And I think I gave Brad Miller a heart attack, so I apologize to him for the shortened lifespan. But it broke right on the restart. We were side by side for the lead with Mondique, and the car broke, and I felt something from behind, and it was a real bummer because you showed up for second practice, and it was a short day, made the invert. Car was awesome. I wasn't sure if Mondique's car was that good or what was going on. I'm like, but this thing feels awesome, and I think we had a top 3 finish there, kind of slip away from us. But we'll be back for more. We've had a lot of fun there.
Is it just me, or from the driver's seat, does it look like the racing at Slinger? I know it's faster on this new tire, but it looks like you guys are racing with your hair on fire for 100 laps.
It's actually more control than I've ever had there.
Really?
So I got there on that infamous day where we showed up for qualifying, and Jordan DeVoy walked over and said, it's like a video game. I'm not kidding. And I'm like, really? I got out there like, it's like a video game. It's like the cheat code's on. You just drive in there, and then you're like, well, I could have gone further. And I wasn't even sure if Steve Apel even got all the way out of the gas in 1 and 2 on that record lap. So, I mean, it's crazy grip. Wow. Probably a little more than we need, if I'm being honest. But
yeah, that tire is something else. So, yeah, that's crazy. Crazy. We were talking about at the Dells, like Slinger and the Dells, and I don't race a lot at Slinger. You're probably going to see me here soon there. But at any rate, there's a lot of comparisons to them two tracks. I don't know if it puts you in the seat as hard, but it's just you're busy. Yeah. You are busy. My problem at Slinger, you're getting a long race there. I don't know if I'm on the front stretch or the back stretch. I just keep listening to the spotter, I guess.
It's been fun. I had a ton of fun running laps there the other day. That was great.
Ryan, before I let you loose, anybody you want to specifically thank and recognize during our show?
Well, I'd already talked about Sig and losing him, but we got the whole Adams Towing gang here. That's always a great thing. Royce Rossier, been with us now since 2018. That's getting to be hard to believe I've been racing that long. And so thanks to all those guys. They come down from Plover, and just it wouldn't be possible without them, and it wouldn't be fun without them. So thank you very much. Jim Burke Excavating, more recent sponsor, has been a phenomenal support for our team and really made it so we can run a little bit more and really good. Thierry's Race Engines, a lot of guys have had engine troubles this year. It's just one of those things that happens, and I've got a really good one. He's supported me. We've had bad luck too, but Mike's always been there and really appreciate him. Messenger Racing, Oak Creek Automotive, as we know. Arcade Driver School, BT Signwriter, or Songwriter, as I like to call him, Bob Trado.
He's here tonight.
He's here. He made an appearance. We got a celebrity guest.
Yeah.
Left-hander chassis.
Brought a 66, 65 Barracuda, too, so you can take a look at that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I haven't seen that yet.
It's out there.
I got to go check that out. Good call. And then high-performance printing as well. So, and on-demand transportation. And the secret weapon, as you guys like to call him. Justin Kane's here, and Terry Patnode, and the rest of the guys back there. So
cool.
Pretty cool.
Jeff, who'd you bring with tonight?
I brought my lovely wife, and I got to give her a shout-out. we have 2 race cars now with Benson Valley, and I am extremely busy. It's wide open all the time. I'm either trucking or at the shop, and hence my lawn looks like a jungle. But I really want to thank Tammy for supporting me and allowing me to do what I love to do, and then throw the sprint car racing on top of that. It's an awful lot. So I think I probably owe her a trip out of town here one of these days. Here we get through the race season. But I'd mentioned all my sponsors earlier, but I forgot one of the more important ones, which was Bonafide Safe and Security, Mike Egan. They run a really cool program. I applied for it this year. What the heck, and boy, they voted me right in. It's a pretty cool deal. They sponsor a lot of race cars and a lot of different stuff. And I don't know if they have me in there as the godfather or what the story is, but it's a pleasure to be supported by Bonafide and having them flying them on the fenders all year long on both cars. So appreciate all that. My crew, Nate Beer, Nate and Mandy, him and his wife. It's me and Nate at the shop all the time. My son-in-law, Zach. Of course, Russ and Mandy with Benson Valley when they're around, and anybody else who can come along and give us a hand along our journeys here. So pretty cool to have everybody. So I just want to give them a shout out and tell them thank you very much.
Let's give these guys a hand. Dean Strom, Jeff Storm, brothers, and Ryan Farrell. Guys, thanks for being on the show. Really appreciate it.
Thanks for having us.
I do want to say I sampled some Benson Valley bourbon Saturday night. If I didn't have to drive home, I would have sampled a lot more.
Well, Ryan, it is nestled along Benson Creek. Benson Valley bourbon carries a legacy of excellence.
I thought so. I could taste it.
Dean is on it. We'll be right back with some more local racers sponsored by Oak Creek Automotive. Oak Creek Automotive Night rolls on at the Cellar in Oak Creek on Oakwood Road. Come on down and join the racing crowd.
Join the racing crowd every Tuesday night at 6 p.m. Central all season long. Contact us on our website, racingroundupshow.com. We'll be right back with more of the Upper Midwest and Wisconsin racing scene, NASCAR, and the world of motorsports.
At Automatic Transmission Design, we know your vehicle is important to you. When your transmission needs servicing, take it to the best. ATD in Germantown, Wisconsin. ATD understands how important it is to get your vehicle fixed right the first time. When you take your vehicle to ATD, our ASE trained technicians will run diagnostic tests to pinpoint the exact problem and answer any questions you may have before repairs begin. ATD has been providing high-quality, honest repairs to customers for over 15 years. We service all makes and models using the best parts and equipment available. When you come to ATD, you will get an honest assessment of the problem, simple explanations, experienced technicians, competitive pricing, high-quality parts, and their 100% guarantee. Money is not the goal at ATD. It is the result of fixing the problem and returning the vehicle to you. That is their goal. The next time your vehicle needs quality transmission service, give Charlie a call at 262-251-7777 or visit autotransdesign.com.
Jiffy Lube has locations across Wisconsin to serve you. Visit jiffylube.com to locate your store and to find the latest coupons and promotional offers. You're greeted by a friendly and knowledgeable staff. Grab a water or coffee and know you and your vehicle are in good hands. Windshield wipers, new tires, and alignments are a few of the many services offered. Jiffy Lube proudly features Pennzoil. There's a whole lot more than no appointment drive-up oil changes at Jiffy Lube. Welcome to personalized car care. Wisconsin race fans, find your store at jiffylube.com.
Organize like the pros with Hefner Racing Products. Take your trailer to the next level. Upgrade your garage, streamline your shop. Whether you're tearing up the track or tackling home projects, Hefner Racing Products has you covered with the best made and widest variety of organizational accessories made right here in Wisconsin. Shop online now at hrpracing.com.
Mower Series at Olson Outdoor Power is raising the bar on performance with smarter controls, longer run times, and more comfort. Add in layaway and financing from Olson's, and there's no lawn you can't conquer. Buy the best from the best. Gravely at Olson's Outdoor Power, Muskego.
Check out our website, racingroundupshow.com, to watch show archives, see photos from decades of our program, and links to support our awesome show advertisers. Now let's get back to more of the Racing Roundup Show.
It's Oak Creek Automotive Night at the Cellar in Oak Creek on Oakwood Road in Oak Creek. Come on down and join us, 812 West Oakwood Road. If you can't make it tonight, it's okay. They have great food, a lot of fun things going on all year long, 7 days a week. Enjoy dinner, enjoy lunch, enjoy a weekend getaway. Make your way through here on the way to somewhere else. It's worth the stop to the Cellar on Oakwood. Bill and Shirley do a great job with their staff here. It's a lot of fun and great food, great entertainment. They've got bands coming through here. They got all sorts of great things going on. So check it out. The Cellar on Oakwood on socials. The address 812 West Oakwood Road. This portion of our show is brought to you by BMR Electric Carts in Random Lake. Icon bikes go 25 miles per hour and 40 miles between charges or something like that. Crazy good mileage. They also are selling gas-powered golf carts. They're the only Icon gas and electric-powered golf cart dealer in Wisconsin. Icon carts can take care of you. They've got all sorts of colors, choices, options. They have scooters as well, e-bikes. Wisconsin's only Icon gas and electric cart dealer is BMR Electric Carts in Random Lake. Find them on Facebook. It's time now to shine the spotlight on this week's Anderson's Pure Maple Syrup Racing drivers. We've got a couple of guys that are racing with the Midwest Truck Series. I'd like to remind you, Anderson's is a proud sponsor and supporter of the World of Outlaws racer Bill Balog and modified pilot Jason Gross. All are welcome Saturday, June 28th to Anderson's Maple Syrup headquarters in Cumberland to meet the stars in cars, then watch Bill Balog take on the World of Outlaws at Cedar Lake Speedway. That's a noon to 2 gathering. They're racing Cedar Lake that night, so make that part of your plan. You can also try Anderson's by buying it at your local grocery store. Try it in your coffee or tea or on your favorite vanilla ice cream. You can find them online at andersonssyrup.com, andersonsmaplesyrup.com. They have over 95 years of syrup perfection. Anderson's Pure Maple Syrup. Let's welcome our Anderson's Maple Syrup Racing Spotlight drivers, Grant Griesbach and James Swan. Guys, so thanks for coming on the show.
Thanks for having us.
Welcome, 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 and thanks for bringing the trucks down. The Lynch Racing truck was here. James, you beat me here.
I did?
You did.
Wow, I
Your
won
truck
something.
was already unloaded.
All right.
I'm glad to see that. Thanks for
Me
making
too.
the time to bring your vehicles, too.
Absolutely.
Pretty jazzed up to have your friend Bobby G sponsor you again this year, James?
Absolutely, yeah. Bobby's been a friend of mine since, early 90s probably. We've been racing together in Mid-Am Series, probably mid-90s. We started in the Mid-Am Series, but Bob's been a friend of mine for a long time, so I'm honored to be part of his team.
And Grant, you're kind of by association here. Lynch Racing's had Oak Creek Automotive as a sponsor, and you guys are doing really good things this year in the Midwest Truck Series. How much fun is it hanging out with this crowd?
It's an awesome time. Obviously, it's a lot more fun when you're getting results, but this year's been a blast so far. It's just been good racing with everybody and awesome to race with Lynch Motorsports.
We talked about Thursday nights racing a super late model your team has with Casey Johnson's help racing a Kahana. Finished sixth on Thursday night, won the heat race, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
How are things going otherwise?
Everything's been going better than I ever could have dreamed of. It's been a really good start to the truck season. A couple of races started the year with a big win at the Icebreaker. It's the first one I've had anywhere else other than Slinger and Kaukauna, so that was special for me. It's also, I kind of inherited a win at Hawkeye. The guy to my right was a little bit quicker than me on that night, but sometimes it's better to be lucky than good, and our Super Late program at Slinger and Kaukauna has been going awesome. Slinger, we're leading the points after 2 races. Trucks, we've been leading the points, and Kaukauna, we're one short of the lead, so it's been an awesome start. Hopefully just keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. And James Swan, I know that your truck had some damage. I'll call it ham-canned at one point. Was that Iowa?
Yeah, Cedar Rapids, yeah. We got caught up in somebody else's mess. And just dumb luck all season long. It's been like that. We blew up at Madison and then borrowed Russ Blakely from Benson Valley Bourbon, borrowed his truck and got caught up in another one, wound up in the front stretch while with that. And then the Slinger, the super late model, second time we ran that, they wrecked in front of me and I drove right into it. I don't know what I was looking at, but not where I should have been. But, I just had been a rough year. My best finish is 7th.
That's hard to believe.
I know, right?
Yeah.
But we're still trying. We're not giving up yet.
The next Midwest Truck Series race is on Saturday, June 21st at Marshfield Motor Speedway.
Yes.
Are you racing anywhere between now and then, James?
No.
All right.
We're fixing the super late. So I'm getting ready for Marshfield, and then we got probably 3 or 4 in a row between the super late and the truck. I don't know if we're going to try to make the Nationals yet. It depends on how June 29th goes. June 29th. I guess if that goes pretty well, then we'll try to run the Nationals. I really want to. I really hope we can, but if it doesn't make sense, then it's not worth it. We're not going to try it, but we'll see.
And Grant, your schedule, you just talked about racing a Super Late Model and a Midwest Truck Series truck for Lynch Racing. What's your schedule like in the next 10, 21 days?
So we got Thursday nights till Labor Day weekend, so that's every week, every Thursday night at Wisconsin International Raceway. Red Race this weekend, so definitely a big event to gear up towards. Then we have June 21st at Marshfield. It's a track I've never been to, and any car or truck.
So
that'll
is
be a
that why
learning
you guys were
experience.
here early so you could talk to him about how to get around
Yeah,
Marshfield? Is that why?
just trying to get some info out of him.
Okay.
I'm trying to steal his luck.
That's okay. I think it's a good trade-off right now anyway.
for
As
sure.
we're sitting here over a couple of pops,
Yeah, no, definitely we had our bad luck here last year, so racing's an up and down sport. I feel like we got two very good examples of it. I'm sure he's had a lot of great luck in racing. He's won as many championships as he has, and he's been very good. So sometimes the luck bites you, and sometimes, it turns around and stuff just goes the right way.
And when it comes to support, I know it takes a lot of people. I know that you got Conrad Morgan, of all people, who's here tonight. I don't think Conrad's been this far south of Milwaukee in a long time. But Conrad is here. He's a big part of your team, is he not?
Yeah, it's a big help in the off-season, taking motors in and out, just getting these cars all built up. It's good to have a guy that's been there and done it all. He's been around racing for 50, 60 years, a couple lifetimes for me.
Yeah.
So it's always a great guy to have in your corner.
Who else do you lean on?
Casey Johnson's been a big person we've kind of leaned on in with our program. He's been setting the cars up. Threed Racing, so he's got the credit of setting the Kakana and Slinger car up. Both have been very bad fast. Both of them are cars that he's drove in the past too, so it's good to find a car that he's drove in the past and he kind of knows what I'm talking about. And it's also me and him kind of get along very well, and he's very good at taking the information I give him and turns it around and makes the car better.
How about the crew? Who else do you have helping on both cars?
I got a lot of family. Cousins Tanner, Max, Wolf helped me up at Kakana. My great uncle Bird. My dad's a big part of racing. It's his fault. We still do it. I always tell him that. So definitely got a lot of family. I got Mike Vogt Jr. Alex been coming to the shop. Last summer I bought a house with a shop, so kind of starting to move all the stuff towards my house. So trying to keep moving on stuff, and got a lot of sponsors that help me as well.
One of them is actually helping out on our show because we want to make sure people are more aware of how cool it is to go camping at Angler's Bar and Grill and Campground. Something your dad said, hey, I want to get word out to racers that there is lawnmower racing at the Anglers.
That's definitely something different.
Have you tried that yet?
I have not.
All right.
I'm not a lawnmower racer, so I've got offered to try it. Normally I get stuck bartending inside, so I can't make it anyway. But I've been to a lot of lawnmower races, just never watched them.
All right. How much fun is it, though, knowing the campers are there? It's a great place to hang out. Looks like the restaurant's always packed when I tune on the Facebook page and see what's going on.
It's just been cool over the last 3-4 years to just see Anglers grow. My dad bought it as a little country bar, and what him and his cousins have kind of turned it into has been a real fun thing to be a part of.
54 slots, and they're taking reservations. You can just hang out right there and never leave and watch lawnmower racing next to your camper. Between the camper site and the bar is the lawnmower track.
There's entertainment, beer, booze, anything you never need.
Yeah, and all the locals love going there, so that tells you one thing about how good the food is, too. James, when it comes to racing, your truck, your garage is full. Thanks for putting more things in content, we call it these days, on YouTube, of what you're doing. And on Facebook, I get to see updates of what's going on and what's not going on. That's what I call it. Saw the ham can truck where a big old slice through it right at the door level. My goodness, back to the roof line.
Yeah, the spoiler went through the window net, took the back of the roof off, took the back window out, just missed my head. So kind of scary to sit back and look at it. But, over the winter we decided we wanted to do something different. Try to give the fans and the racers and the family that live out of state, give an idea of what we're doing in the wintertime.
Yeah.
That's where it started off as just do a couple-minute clip, try to keep it short. Just let people know what we're doing, try to get our sponsors out there. And then we come up with the Swan Racing Fan Challenge deal where all of our sponsors have got their own individual QR code. And our fans, then now I'm challenging my fans to go visit with my sponsors because obviously the sponsors sponsor us because we get them business. So we're trying to get our fans to go to our sponsors, scan the QR code, and it takes them to a registration page. You type in your name and your email address and you get a point. At the end of the year, the fan that gets the most point wins this great big huge $1,400 Matco bump box speaker. So something we decided to give away. We're trying that, see how that works. We've also got a 4-pack of tickets to Slinger Speedway for the first 10 people to sign up. So scan the QR code. There's one out on the truck right now. You go to oakcreekautomotive.com. There's one on there. There's a bunch of them. You got to get to look at my Facebook page, and all of the locations for the QR codes are on there. It's really simple. You can come to the racetrack. There's a couple of them on the race cars, a couple of them on the truck. So anyway, go collect your points, and maybe you can win a big speaker.
Are they on the JK Tools, Matco Tools truck that's visiting southern Wisconsin as well?
Absolutely.
All right. Who else has got a QR code or sponsors your stuff, James?
Well, we got a whole bunch of them. I had to bring my whole hero cards that my wife had made up. She did a very good job with them. Got to thank Froggy PMF Landscape Supply, RDW Properties, Arnell Renter Properties, Reed's Marine, XL Concrete Coatings, Edge AV Solutions, IBEW Local 494, Benson Valley Bourbon, Oak Creek Automotive, Champ Sports Bar and Grill, David Elliott Trucking, 2Sev Tools, Asda Enterprises, Making Memories Travel, Pete Toman Tools, the Hadley Hotel, Leo's Upper Dells Bar, Skinner Heating and Cooling, 5-Star, Race Car Bodies, and of course all my customers at JK Tools.
Crew people?
I got to thank all of them. Yeah, Dan, Vito, Taco, Kyle Preste, Steve Lamont come and help us this year with the super late model. There's no way one person could do a super late model, so I really wanted. I called Steve like 4 years ago and just looking for some help, somebody that at least knew what was going on, so I didn't have to do it all. And he was already involved with Brad Keith, and he called me in January, I think, and he's like, "You still need some help?" I'm like, "Absolutely." So he's been a huge help, giving me ideas and teaching me things, and we're getting closer with the car, so hopefully we keep getting better with it if I quit wrecking it. But Matthew Toma decided that he was going to take a year off. He bought a house. He's having a kid, so he wanted to come do my tires, so that's pretty awesome. Pretty cool to have him and Jason hanging out with us. Obviously, my wife, Katie, she does the most work out of any of us, I think. But so, yeah, we've got a huge supply of awesomeness.
Racing on Saturday night, June 21st at Marshfield Motor Speedway. Grant Griesbach joining us as well. You've got a list of folks you want to thank, and this is why we do this show, to make sure people know where they can support local racers that are very fortunate to have these great people helping them.
Well, before I had a lot of people to thank on my GT17 side, but also on the GT60 side, there's a whole nother list of people to thank. Scott Lynch and his family, his wife Lori, son AJ, daughter Nicole. It's a whole family effort over there. Brother-in-law John and Sarah, they do a lot as well for the team. Conrad Morgan's here. He's been a big supporter of the 60 ever since it started. Got a bunch of sponsors on here. Obviously, Oak Creek Automotive. Been a great friend of Scott's. I've parked next to the Gutenex for years at Slingers, so it's been good to get to know him through. Sometimes you never know you're going to park next to at a racetrack, so they're always great people to hang around. Anglers Bar and Grill, Brinkman Fiberglass Pools, Major Mechanical, Lawford Trucking, Barricade Flasher Service, Breaking Equipment, CJ's Painting, Town & Country Beverage Dispensers, Tim's Auto Parts, Jaws Enterprise, AJ Small Engine Repair, and Victory Graphics.
That's a lot of people.
Yeah, that's just the 60 team. If I got into my list of sponsors, we'd be here all night.
So we need to have you guys back on the show, you're saying?
What's that?
We're gonna have to have you back on the show.
Yeah,
to get all those
obviously,
people.
I felt bad after the week that I had a really good weekend. I had 3 races the weekend before Memorial Day, and you wanted me on that week, and I had to decline to get ready to go race again 3 times the next week. So finally some time off early summer here to join you guys.
Well, when we give you that Racing Roundup luck and you win the red race this Thursday, keep that trophy handy. Don't put it on the shelf just yet, and bring it back to a Tuesday you can make. We'd love to have you back on the show.
Well, then I'll come back next week.
Sounds great. How about a big hand for Grant Griesbach and James Swan, both supported by Oak Creek Automotive. Here on Oak Creek Automotive Night, guys. Thanks for bringing the trucks down. Lynch Racing is racing the truck series as well. Find out more at MidwestTruckSeries.com. So Grant's here. James is here. They're hanging out with us. We have great giveaways after the show. We're going to step away and come back with a lady racer, Courtney Atkinson, and tell you what happened in the world of NASCAR. I was at Michigan doing track PA all weekend, so we're looking forward to getting you up to speed on the interstate batters of Southeast Wisconsin. NASCAR report next on the Racing Roundup Show.
Thanks for tuning in to the Racing Roundup Show. Check out our website, racingroundupshow.com, and like our show on Facebook. Join us on Twitter and Instagram at Racing Roundup. We're coming right back after these messages from our awesome show sponsors.
Adams Towing offers expert heavy-duty towing services for the entire state of Wisconsin from their Plover headquarters. Since 1961, 3 generations of heavy-duty towing specialists and racing supporters have provided towing, flatbed, and reload service, plus winching and upright, long boom service, truck starting, and cleanup. Adams Towing proudly sponsors Ryan Farrell's Super Late Model team. Put Adams Towing and their experienced team and their fleet of heavy-duty tow trucks and rollbacks to work for you. Call Adams Towing today at 715-344-3836.
Danny Lynch's at the corner of Highway 100 and Lincoln is a great place to watch NASCAR races, Packer games, Brewer games, and to meet up with your friends. Joey and Jim Lynch pride themselves on their friendly hospitality and welcome Racing Roundup listeners to stop in to watch all the races on their 14 TVs and flat screens. Danny Lynch's at the corner of Highway 100 and Lincoln has been a longtime supporter of racers, including National Road Racing Motorcycle Champion Dan Volansky. Relax around the big neighborhood bar with 2 pool tables and dartboards surrounded by TVs. Whether you're meeting up before the game, want to watch the races with race fans, or just want to grab a cold one, head to Danny Lynch's at the corner of Highway 100 and Lincoln in West Dallas.
427-1000 American Foundation.
When your foundation is in need of repair, you need 3 things: an honest opinion, quality work, and fair prices. Call American.
Trust and dedication. That's American Foundation.
Call American right now for huge savings.
427-1000 American Foundation.
Bobby Gutnick and the technicians at Oak Creek Automotive on South 27th Street in Drexel are experts in automotive repair. For 35 years and counting, the Napa Certified Car Care Center at Oak Creek Automotive handles emission testing, tires, and complete auto, truck, and SUV repair. From oil changes to transmission replacement. 414-761-3250 to schedule your free inspection appointment. For all your vehicle repair needs, head to South 27th in Drexel to the experts at Oak Creek Automotive.
Hey there, this is Leon from LD's Barbecue, open Wednesday through Sunday in East Troy. Not only do we serve your favorites every day, but we also provide catering for graduations, weddings, office parties, and more. Stop in and try our award-winning food, sauces, and rugs. Check us out on Facebook for daily specials. LD's Barbecue in East Troy. Remember, we'll smoke your butt.
Like our show on Facebook and share our content with other race fans. We hope to see you at one of our upcoming shows too. Join racers, other race fans, and win prizes. Now let's get back to more of the Racing Roundup Show.
Welcome back to our program. We just heard from Leon from LD's Barbecue. We're heading out to Leon's place, LD's Barbecue in East Troy, in 2 weeks' time. Tuesday night, June 24th, we're going to hang out on Bike Night. It's also going to be a car show. We want you to bring your cars out, classic cars, race cars. John Beal will be there. Dalton Zero will bring their cars. Colin Skinjaleski's bringing his Grand National. Joel Crowbridge is bringing his modified. Come on out and join us at LD's Barbecue on Tuesday, June 24th. That's our next Benson Valley Bourbon Road Show. Next week, we're at Paulie's. Weekend after that, Tuesday night, June 24th, join us at LD's. Love to have you join us, and check out our schedule page for where that is in East Troy. It's easy, right up the Rock Freeway. Our website is racingroundupshow.com. Click on the schedule page. It's also time to remind you that every Saturday at 11:30 a.m., set your DVRs or watch it live. CW18 Milwaukee. The Racing Roundup Show TV show happens every Saturday for half an hour. Great parts of our Tuesday shows and talking about racing of all disciplines to get a wider audience to get back to the racetracks, get more people to the racetracks, get more people to see the great Wisconsin racing at Road America and all the great short tracks we have in the Badger State. So it's cool to see that the CW18 Milwaukee is carrying all the NASCAR Xfinity races as well. That series, every race is on that station, and our promos are on there as well. So we want to thank every sponsor as part of our program on TV. We'd also like to thank the Midwest Truck Series, American Foundation Specialists, Precise Auto and Truck Accessories in Wisconsin Dells and Dells Raceway Park with NASCAR Weekly Racing every Saturday for their support of our show. It's great to have them involved in our 41st season of the program. It's time for our Interstate Batteries of Southeast Wisconsin NASCAR report. Interstate Batteries is a ridiculously dependable product, and they're the #1 replacement battery in North America. Interstate is a founding sponsor of Joe Gibbs Racing. Visit interstatebatteries.com for a battery near you, a dealer near you for a battery for every need. Literally every battery. We got a little flashlight here, a digital LED flash that we're giving out tonight. It works great. Hey, I enjoyed working the track PAO all weekend at Michigan International Speedway this past weekend. Well, there's some great racing at 200-plus miles per hour. The ARCA race on Friday was a barn burner. Butterbean Queen beat out Corey Heim in a dash to the finish line. That was pretty cool on Friday. It was really neat. Denny Hamlin on Sunday played the fuel mileage right, got the fuel mileage right, got enough fuel to stand on the gas and do a burnout after the race, as a lot of other guys and gals didn't have the same luck. He won his third race in Michigan and third of the season. Chris Buescher had a fast Ford. He said he had his own mistakes to fix. Otherwise, he probably could have won his second race in Michigan in 3 years. Carson Hocevar, by the way, Buescher ran second. Carson Hocevar had the homestake crowd fired up and unfortunately had a tire go down while leading with 19 laps to go, but he may have had to pit for fuel. We never did see how that would play out, as he had to come to pit road no matter what. Ty Gibbs also left Michigan disappointed with his third place finish. Bubba Wallace fourth. Kyle Larson, after 3 nights of racing, Sprint Cars in Wisconsin was 5th, and Ross Chastain raced up to 6th. It was 3 and 4 wide on the restarts. Bubba Wallace and William Byron were the show when it came to going to the inside and getting some passes done. That was pretty cool. Good to know that Alex Bowman walked away from a really hard head-on crash on Sunday as his Chevy hit hard in turn 2 on lap 66 after Austin Cindric on the very bottom and Cole Custer had glancing blows. Custer's car veered up the racetrack right into Bowman's, and before you knew it, he was face first into the wall. That car's junk. Good to see Bowman, who said that was one of the hardest hits he's had in the race car, walk away from that one. How about this? Saturday, Wausau, Wisconsin proud. Luke Fenhouse scores the pole position for the NASCAR Truck Series race. Great job, Luke. He raced his way back up to 3rd in a triple overtime finish. Great to see Luke getting another shot in the ThorSport truck. They had a great run. All 5 of their trucks actually qualified top 7. His teammate, Ty Majeski, had a little bit longer of a day, got caught up in a spin on one of the restarts in a debacle in overtime and recovered to finish 15th. Carson Hocevar led the most laps in the Truck Series race and finished 11th. The race went to triple overtime, as I mentioned, and Stuart Friesen out-battled Grant Enfinger on 2 late race restarts, 32 laps into overtime. And it ended up being a win for Stuart Friesen, the first Canadian to do so at Michigan in the Truck Series. Good to see those guys in action. Also, the Fenhouse and Majeski are racing this Friday and Sunday in Wisconsin. We have tickets to go after the show to the ASA Stars National Race this Friday night at Madison and this Sunday night at Slinger Super Speedway. Cup and Xfinity are off to Mexico. That's a 2,100-mile drive for the haulers from Michigan. They loaded up and left already. They're headed to Laredo, Texas to get there by morning, and they're going to be rolling over in racing in Mexico City for the first time in the Cup Series outside the country in Mexico. It'll be the 5th time, the first time since 2008, I believe it is, that the Xfinity Series is racing in Mexico after they had races there from 2005 to 2008, so it'll be the 5th time going to Autodromo Hermanos Rodriguez in Mexico City. And with much fanfare, Ram Trucks is back in NASCAR. They brought out a big old flatbed truck with a race truck on it, took the cover off, and that truck did donuts, and it got all sorts of smoke going. It was a big smoke show pre-race on Sunday in Dodge's backyard, Motor City, Michigan International Speedway. Ram Trucks back with a Hemi in the Truck Series in 2026. No announcement on what teams or how many series they're racing in NASCAR, but they said, we're back, we've screwed up. We stopped making the Hemi last year. We're making the Hemi. We're back in NASCAR in 2026. So it's pretty cool to see how that all went with all the NASCAR brass in attendance. We are now joined by a couple of racers. She's searching out her first win. We're talking to a guy who just won Saturday night at the Plymouth Dirt Track. Let's welcome in Courtney Atkinson and Kurt Davis. Welcome to the show.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for having us.
Courtney, I see your car's out front. Thank you for bringing it.
You're welcome. Glad to bring it out.
How's the 141 Street Stock season been treating you?
It's been up and down, that's for sure. We started out the season really good, running real quick, car handling great. Got my first, second, and third finish in the features,
awesome.
Which felt amazing. And then we ended up in a pile-up and been trying to fix the car since.
Not amazing.
Hopefully we get all the bugs out and we'll have a good time this weekend.
How many weeks ago did you ding it up, and how many weeks have you been trying to get it right?
I think it's been 5 weeks now, and it's probably been about 2 weeks of trying to get it right.
Yeah. Well, you got some good help, don't you?
Yes, I do. I don't know how he does it, but he still comes up with something.
Hall of Famer Dad, Al Atkinson, helping out.
Yeah, all the time.
And when it comes to going racing, how many crew people go with you to 141 at Francis Creek?
It's me, my dad, and his girlfriend, Sue. So just 3 of us that go. Every once in a while, we get some of my friends that will show up, give a hand, make them work, get them dirty.
Have you raced at other tracks, or are you focused on 141 this year?
Focused on 141, but we're planning on going to Plymouth this weekend since they're going to have the street stocks, and we know how rare that is.
All right. You like racing Plymouth?
I've only been there once.
Oh, how'd you
do? I found the wall.
Oh, okay. Now there's more walls there. Okay.
Yeah, I found the wall that weekend, but, I mean, that was still a fun track. I was second quickest that night, so that was pretty exciting, and I was hoping for a good night. But in the heat race, didn't give me that, but I'm hoping for a better time this weekend.
We were sitting next to a guy who's won his 28th, I believe, 360 sprint car race at Plymouth, some crazy number like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Congrats, Kurt, on the win.
Thank you.
Make sure you give her some advice now.
Yes, please.
Well, if the track is the way it was on, what was it, Friday?
Friday, yes, Friday.
Stay on the bottom.
Stay on the bottom.
Norby Ostrowski, there's a name from the past, was in my head on Friday night telling me, just don't get off the bottom. Norby used to tell us that at Wilmot all the time.
Like the voice of God almost in your helmet, yeah.
And it was Norby telling me, just don't get off the bottom, because I really don't like running down there.
I know you don't.
No, so it took everything I had to to stay down there. But my car had such good bite coming out of the corner, I knew that we were going to be good.
Travis Aarons took the short air around 141 and did okay on Thursday night. So was that any inspiration for you?
141 has been one on the bottom of the last 3 races. The 410s have been there, and it was a little bit. It was good to see him get a big show like that. It's always good to see a local guy.
You've raced against him a bunch, haven't you? In
Yeah, I
360s.
have.
Yeah, a lot.
A lot.
And 410s.
Yeah. It's good. He's a good racer. He does his homework, and he does things right, and he's a little guy, really, that's done most of the work himself, and it kind of reminds me of myself when I started out, and it was me and Hef. Hef's been with me for 40 years, and he's kind of like that, and it's good to see that.
What's your season been like with the win, adding another little pep in your step for a week or so?
It's been good. We got a 2/3, a first, and a seventh. So we're off. We won last week, so I'm going to take off this week. We're in that kind of mode this year, more concentrating on Ty and just having some fun and still wanting to do it and still want to work in the shop and still competitive. That if I wasn't competitive, I wouldn't be doing it. I wouldn't be driving.
The fire's still there for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Long in the tooth families of racing. We got a couple right here with us, Kurt Davis and Courtney Atkinson, another generation of Atkinsons racing. And I'm thinking, Courtney, that you get pretty fired up when you see Dad getting fired up, don't you?
All the time.
Yeah. Like, okay, we got this. We got this figured out.
Yep.
Is it a look or is it a phrase? What gets you going when Dad's like fired up and ready to go?
I usually get a look from him with a smile going, you got this.
All right. That sounds good.
That's what tells me, all right, we're just going to go and have some fun.
That sounds good to me. You're racing this week at Plymouth. Is it Saturday night?
Yes.
All right. What's your schedule going to be like for the next couple of races after that? If people want to come see you watch your race.
Plymouth this weekend. We're planning maybe going to Gravity Park that following Friday, and then we'll be back at 141 probably for the next 2 weeks.
That's in Chilton. So if we want to follow you on socials, where do we find you?
Go on Facebook and Courtney Atkinson Racing, and we post as much as we can on there with all the updates that we've got.
I know Bobby Goodneck has been supporting you for a number of years now. Oak Creek Automotive is one of your sponsors.
Yes, Oak Creek Automotive has been with me for quite a long time now. I think 9 years, actually.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
9 years he's
Bob
been
and Sandy
with
are
me.
saying, yep, 9 years. Yeah.
And then we also have Bruce Dahlgren Construction and Ray's Towing on the car.
That's cool. It's great. And you got one car, one engine, a lot of heart.
Yes, a lot of heart.
You want more sponsors?
Oh, always.
Do you want crew people, or are you okay with what you got?
Whew, crew people might be helpful. I think I might want them more.
Hey, it's been great having you on the show. And Kurt, when it comes to you and your team, you always seem to have some kind of like association with something pretty cool. Like last year running the 39 for your late friend and having some ring riders and having some charities involved. Who do you got this year?
We got the wing riders back. They're back, of course, and of course without Mike, Bob, Hef, Jenny, Eddie, Michaela, Zach, Boomer, and our team photographer, retired Deputy Dave. Also, Bob and Christine come once in a while to help out. It takes to run a sprint car and run 2 cars like that, it takes a lot of people. And Hef's been with me for 40 years. Mike and Bob been with me for over 20. So best thing I can do is go give them a win. But the Wing Riders, Weston Automotive, Culver's, Benkowski Properties, High Quality Contracting, K9 Dog Training, Netting Transportation, NNS Towing, Hupp Farms, Dean and Stacy, Biggie High Performance, Christine Hartman Realty, Route 41, Rigatoni's, the best meatballs you'll ever have, Diamond Gyms, Auto Sales, and Source Services, Oak Creek Automotive, of course, Bobby. I'm always taking the vans over by him or taking my street car over there to get fixed. And Baleen Racing, RC Custom Design, Akerite Auto, Call Girl Motorsports, RC Trailer Leasing. Have been with me for a long time. Little tidbit, I grew up and went to Hales Corners and watched Al race a lot. And he was actually one of my favorites to watch race when I was younger. And another tidbit of what the Outlaws, it was great to win in front of the Outlaws, but 20 years ago.
At Hales Corners Speedway, won a heat race.
Well, no, this was at Plymouth. It was
at Plymouth.
It was at Plymouth.
All right, bring it on.
I took Joey Saldana's clean sweep for the night. He had quick time. We were in the heat. I beat him in the heat race with what I call the flaming dice car. That's all it had on the side of the car were some flaming dice. And we won the heat race. Joey Saldana comes walking over to my car. and he kind of looks under the hood, and he's looking at it, and he shakes his head and walks away. He ended up winning a feature that night, and I had to laugh because I won a feature on the Outlaw Show night, So it was good. We had a good time. It was exciting for all my guys and gals that helped me.
Packed house, absolutely.
So in front of a packed house like that, it was something special.
Wow, it's special for us to have you both on the show. Thanks for being here.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. On Oak Creek Automotive, how about a nice hand for Courtney Atkinson and for Kurt Davis. The boys racing winner at Plymouth, and the next winner at Plymouth right here, Courtney Atkinson. She's racing Saturday night at the Sheboygan County Fairgrounds. Thanks you both for being on the show.
No problem. I'll be watching.
Yeah,
because I'm not racing this week, but I'll be there.
Sounds great.
Okay.
Give me some of that luck.
Bring your tools. Bring your tools, Kurt. Where's your stopwatch?
I got enough. I got to work for Ty Saturday.
You can always walk over. Maybe you'll be next to each other. We'll see. A lot of fun. A lot of racers hanging out with us tonight on Oak Creek Automotive Night. It's the Cellar in Oak Creek, the Cellar on Oakwood Road, 812 West Oakwood Road. A great place to hang out and enjoy everything that there is to be social, to have fun, to eat great food, and hang out with some really cool people on a Tuesday night. We couldn't ask for a better. Back with more, keeping the open wheel theme with Logan Julian racing this year for the Bumper to Bumper IRA Outlaw Sprint Series Rookie of the Year title. Logan will be on the show next, and we got more to come with Bill Holland in the groove from Dells Raceway Park and the Alive for 5 Dick Trickle 99, Trickle 99 they call it, with parentheses, quotation marks. That's on the way also on the Racing Roundup Show. Stay tuned.
Join the racing crowd every Tuesday night at 6 p.m. Central all season long. Share what you love about short track racing on our Facebook page and on Twitter and Instagram at Racing Roundup. We'll be right back with more of the Racing Roundup Show.
Greenfield Gallery wants to buy your racing collection. Do you have die-cast cars from IndyCar, Sprint Car, or short tracks? Greenfield Gallery wants them. If you have old racing programs, racing photos, and negatives, Greenfield Gallery wants those too. Contact Ralph Hibbert Jr. at Greenfield Gallery, who wants to buy your racing collection. Ralph also has an ever-changing eBay store full of racing collectibles. Search Greenfield Gallery. Email Ralph right now to get connected. His email address is ralph@greenfieldgallery.net.
For your next Purger project, go with the pros. Source Services. Champion driver and Wisconsin Short Track Hall of Famer Dan Source founded Source Services in 1988 with one truck, one employee, and a tireless work ethic. Through the dedicated work of Dan and his employees, Source Services LLC is southeastern Wisconsin's leading waste container rental company. Dropped and picked up by professionals, you can rent a dumpster for up to 60 days. Source Services sorts and recycles to reduce the amount of waste going into landfills. Go with the pros at sourceservices.com.
Eliminate the hassles of planning a trip to the races. Hook up with Boring Bob's escorted NASCAR racing tours. Boring Bob offers transportation, lodging, race tickets, nightlife, shuttle service, and more. Boring Bob knows all the back roads into and out of the racetrack to get you in and out fast. Pick one or pick them all. Go in style to Daytona, Bristol, Phoenix, Las Vegas, and more. He has decades of experience and industry contacts galore. You name the race, let Boring Bob do the rest. Call Boring Bob today to make plans now to go on one of Boring Bob's famous escorted NASCAR racing tours. Boring Bob's always at 414-321-1307. That's 414-321-1307.
Angler's Bar and Grill and Campground is your destination for relaxation and fun. There's a full-service bar and restaurant with 54 campsites with full hookups, all less than a mile the beautiful Wolf River. It's where the locals go in Fremont, Wisconsin. It's also home to the Midwest Mower Racing Club. All roads lead to Angler's Bar and Grill and Campground in Fremont, Wisconsin. Visit their Facebook page for live entertainment and lawnmower racing schedules. Angler's Bar and Grill and Campground.
This Saturday at Dells Raceway Park, it's Ride for a Brother Night presented by Our House Senior Living in Wisconsin Dells. See 5 exciting divisions of racing action featuring the CWRA Super Late Models in twin feature events, plus the NASCAR Weekly Late Models. Fan gates open at 3, qualifying 4:30, green flag racing at 6. Get your advance tickets online now at DellsRacewayPark.com. Dells Raceway Park, located 2 miles west of I-90-94 and exit 85, just off Highway 12. Dells Raceway Park, Wisconsin's best racing entertainment.
The Racing Roundup Show is dedicated to showcasing grassroots racers and national stars of our sport. If you're a fan of NASCAR, 4-wheel, 2-wheel, road racing, drag racing, or the short track scene, you are in the right place. Welcome back to the Racing Roundup Show.
Indeed, welcome back to our first Benson Valley Bourbon Road Show of 2025. We're hanging out at the Cellar in Oak Creek. It's Oak Creek Automotive Night. Can't thank Bobby Goodnick enough for all the support of our show. And all the racers we have on the show tonight have a tie, for a good reason, to Bobby Goodnick and Oak Creek Automotive on South 27th and Drexel. Thanks again for those great support. Hey, Schlafer Auto Body is your place to go for auto body repair. They work with all insurance companies. It's a bunch of racers. They race full-time in the bumper-to-bumper IR Outlaw Sprint Series. Schlafer Racing and Schlafer Auto Body will take care of you. If you see them at the track or see them in Landon, by all means, seek them out for auto body repair or classic car restoration. They can do that as well. Schlafer Auto Body, search them out on Facebook. Next week, Tuesday, we're live at Polly's Pub and Eatery, 81st and Greenfield. Our lineup will be on our website and our Facebook page. And a reminder, in 2 weeks' time, we'll be at LD's Barbecue on June 24th for another outstanding Benson Valley Bourbon Road Show. We're hanging out at Bike Night with a bunch of racers as well in East Troy. And our schedule page also reflects the fact that on Tuesday, July 1st, we'll be hanging out at Wilmot Raceway. It's a points night on July 4th week. They're racing Tuesday night, July 1st. We'll be there with another Benson Valley Road Show brought to you by Oak Creek Automotive. We are now joined by a couple of racers that are really involved in a lot of ways in racing as much as they humanly possibly can. Let's welcome in Open Wheel Stars of Wisconsin. Yeah, I know they're not that old, but man, they've been racing a bunch, making headlines. Logan Julian and Ty Davis. Guys, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having us.
I'm excited. You excited, Ty?
I'm ready.
All right. I know. And Logan, you've been racing this is June, so like for 6 months already, right?
Yeah, we started in March, actually, so down south in Texas, and it seems like we've been nonstop since then.
How's it been going full-time 410 racing?
It's fun, yeah. Like I said, we went down south with the Outlaws and tried to learn a lot and get some laps in before the IRA season started, and it really helped us. Seat time's always a big thing, and it definitely showed this year so far.
With the bumper-to-bumper IRA Outlaws schedule, I know that in the month of June there's some traveling. A lot of the racing, the big series came through Wisconsin, if you will. How do you balance that? How do you pick and choose where you go in addition to racing full-time with the IRA?
Right, yeah. So, our first priority is, IRA. We just try and stick to that. But then whenever we can, we branch out. Like last weekend we went to Beaver Dam. We kind of picked the place because that's where we usually do pretty good. And we just went there and we shook a motor down and just tried some things we wouldn't usually try in an IRA race. And racing against the best of the best, that's the only way you're going to get better. So, when you can go to those shows, you definitely take up the chance.
Yeah, Beaver Dam, that lineup was stacked, as it usually is wherever you get to go. I know the High Limit came through town, and some of those guys stuck around to do the Outlaw Show weekend as well on Friday night at Plymouth and Saturday at Beaver Dam. And when it comes to those kind of races, what else can you learn when you go there and race against those guys like you did in March and now again this past weekend?
Yeah, I think it's racecraft. It's just a huge thing. You look at, even like what's on right now. High limit racing between IRA racing. It seems like as you progress and get to a higher level, the racing just gets so much harder. And these guys are just so close, and everyone's so fast. So definitely just racing with those guys, trying to get in a rhythm. It definitely helps when you go to IRA races, and it definitely shows. We sixth at Sycamore. We've been getting, I think, everywhere except for Wilmot and 141. We've been top 10. So it definitely helps going to the higher up series for sure.
It's a lot to take on as well as a family team too. That's a lot. That's a really impressive run thus far.
Yeah.
First top five. Or are you looking for a win right away? Just skip past the top 5 runs. Let's go for the W, right?
Yeah, exactly. We're always trying to search for wins, trying to get that first one out of the way because I believe that the first one's always the hardest. Once you believe you can do it, and you show everyone you can do it, I feel like they start coming.
Champion of Tomahawk Speedway in a sprint car, and I'm sure, do you still have that race car that you won at Tomahawk, those championships?
Yes, we do. It's a spare car right now, yeah.
Spare car, okay. Good to know. Ty Davis is racing primarily with a primary car this year. We've talked about your time working as a crew member in Iowa, traveling, and now you're back here. How much are you learning this year with what you're getting to do with racing with your family?
Well, it's kind of like starting over again, Jim.
Okay.
Except this time I have a little bit more knowledge, and the guys are a little bit older. So with that being said, I've had to kind of learn. I've learned some new things that are a little bit different, and I feel like towards the beginning of our season, maybe I was leading us into a direction that maybe would have gotten us away from getting some wins. And recently, within the past couple of weeks, we've recentered and gone back to some of our older ways, and we started to find speed again. I felt really good when we went out to Sun Prairie. That was one of my favorite tracks, and before I had left, that was the last time that I had run at Sun Prairie, and I led about 18 to 20 of the laps there. So I was excited to get back there, and once I got back there, the night didn't start off great, but by the time the feature rolled around, I finally clicked back into this mode, and ever since then, it led to a really good run until I got myself in an unfortunate situation this last Friday night. I was up to second and chasing down the old guy again, and that's really fun. I will say being able to race Dad and he's right in front of me. Sometimes I feel like he always tells me, "Oh man, I'm just another race car," but it'd be nice to beat that yellow 6 car one time here pretty soon.
So Dad, who was just on the show, said he ran the bottom, and won the feature.
Yep.
You were chasing him down, and then something happened. You can tell us, or not tell us what happened.
Yeah,
it's okay.
no, I was running pretty good in second, and we had come to a yellow, and another car that was in third or fourth had made contact with me, and we went back green, and I didn't feel like the car was the same ever since, and I kind of had lost some spots, and then 2 cars in front of me ended up collecting each other, and I was wide open behind them, had nowhere to go. It was just kind of something where I let off the gas and hoped that it wasn't going to hurt as bad as it did. But my guys got right to it. We got a new front end in it and rolled in a trailer, and some of my guys were down at the shop today finishing up what I had left there last night, and we'll be ready for this Saturday.
Where are you racing?
Back at Plymouth. So hopefully we can take this good set of notes we have, depending on how the track will be. It's normally a bit different when the Outlaws come or when the IRA guys come compared to our normal weekly show. So hopefully I can take some of the notes from this past weekend and kind of build off of it and get after it this week. But I'm feeling very confident in our team. We put in a lot of hard work. Dad mentioned there's a lot of people behind us that help us out to get us there.
Like who?
So first off, I'd like to thank my sister, Sid. She is like my designated crew chief, she likes to say. Not necessarily the greatest crew chief all the time, but she is the most morally supportive person in our corner. Whether it's for me or for Dad, she's always pushing us to try to win. Sid will be the first one to tell you that you suck. But so we have Mr. Mike and Bob and Hef, and we have the Jennies, Eddie and Michaela. We have Big Al, who comes on down to the shop every once in a while. A couple of my buddies help in the shop, Sammy G and my one buddy Wezo. He designed my car this year. And then as for sponsors on the car, we have Stone Mountain Access Systems, NNS Towing, Christine Hartman, Bobby G, Oak Creek Automotive. Bobby G always gets my emissions done, especially I'm normally running a bit behind because I work all the way out in Hartford at HRP. So Bobby makes sure that I get my emissions done. But Weston Automotive, Rigatoni's, Biggie High Performance. Biggie builds the best MSA motor that there is, and I'll put that hands down. Diamond Gym Motor Cars, Turk. Go get a car from him. He hooked me up with a nice new Audi when I moved back from Iowa, so huge shout out to Turk. HRP, Bailing's Racing Equipment, RC Trailer Leasing, all of our wing riders. Our wing riders, it was a program that I started back when I was racing a micro sprint, and we've carried it on to this point. We have some giveaways and some shirts and some exclusive.
Those are fans giving you money,
yes,
at whatever amount.
Yeah,
yep.
$68.
Yep.
Get your name on the car. You get a T-shirt. You get exclusive stuff, and you get to become a part of our community. Route 41, high quality contracting, Hoof Farms, and KS Designs did my design this year.
Cool. A lot of good people.
Yep.
Racing this Saturday.
This Saturday.
Championship in mind?
Not necessarily. I was, that's kind of what we were building towards coming into this year, but with the amount of time allotted to be able to put this program together, I'm just focusing on trying to win races. And when we win races, we believe as a team that we'll get the championship to follow that. So we're really focused on getting that first victory for me in the 360 division, and I've come pretty close many a times. But it's time to execute. So hopefully this Saturday. It would have been nice to win last Saturday in front of that big crowd, but we're going to keep striving for it.
Yep. And Logan, your plans are what for the next couple races, next couple of weeks? Where are you going to be racing?
IRA. That's about it. So so this weekend, hopefully, if weather holds out, we're going to Jacksonville, Illinois, Friday night, and then we're going to I-55 Peevely, Missouri. So those two really fun tracks.
I got to go to Peevely once. Have you been there before?
I haven't been to Peevely, no.
All right.
But
Peevely's a good track.
I never got to see a race there, though. I got there. We drove up to the racetrack. It was raining the whole way down, and it was supposed to be a 2-night World of Outlaws show. I drove up. We got to the edge of the freeway. I looked down and went, there's water all the way up to the tires in the infield, and it's still coming.
I remember that. That was crazy.
No bueno. Never got to see a lap. Went home.
I mean, when they do race, the racing's always really good at Peevely.
Yeah, it looks like a really cool race, though.
Oh, yeah, no, I'm excited for it. Like I said, I mean, hopefully, if weather holds out, that's one of my favorite tracks, I think, once we run there. So
it's going to be fun. So who are you going to thank in Victory Lane when you win there on Saturday night?
So first off, I got to thank, my dad, obviously, my brother Dylan for sacrificing his time and coming helping us out. And as for sponsors, obviously Bobby with Oak Creek Automotive, Ludwig & Sons Trucking, Oosberg Concrete, the Julian Shade Shop, KSI Supply, Simpson Race Products, Baling Racing Equipment, Hefner Racing Products, Kaiser Race Wheels, Jack's Helmets Designs, Metalcraft, RNH Racing, Factory Cane, Maxim Chassis, Rod & Supply, King Racing Products, Box Street Media, North Star Manufacturing. So a bunch of guys that help us out.
Yeah.
And it's really cool to have them on the car and be able to showcase what they do. So.
Top 5s and W's on the way for Logan Julian because we have that little bit of rubbing luck. We're like the little genie here. That's what I like to call it anyway. Hey, we had Justin Peck on the show, and he won his first next high-limit race after that. So it can only be IRA, Jacksonville, or I-55 for this guy. How about a big hand for Logan Julian and for Ty Davis for joining us, guys. Thanks for being on the show.
Thank you.
Good luck Saturday night at Plymouth. Bagging a win. That'd be good, too. Back-to-back Davis in the headlines at PlymouthDTR.com. That's the website for Plymouth Dirt Track. We have tickets to give away to watch the Davises race this week. Kurt's the crew chief. Or no, Kurt's assisting the designated crew chief watching Ty race. I got it right that time. We'll be right back with more on the show. No, actually, we're not going anywhere. I got it right this time. I didn't mix it up. This past Saturday was the Trickle 99 at Dells Raceway Park. Our Bill Holland was there. We're going in the groove with Bill Holland now. We'll tell you more about what's going on with Bill after you see all the great action on the television, on the stream, and certainly we want you to enjoy this week's edition of In the Groove with Bill Holland at Dells Raceway Park.
Hi, I'm Bill Holland in the groove at Dells Raceway Park, where the Trickle 99 is the second of 5 events, and this track's alive for 5 Super Late Model Series. If history is any indicator, the outcome might be hard to predict, but the competition level is not. 2-time defending Alive for 5 champ Gabe Summers is looking to turn things around after a tough day in the series opener.
Qualified behind the invert and got in a wreck in the beginning in that icebreaker race, so yeah, we need a good night for sure. I think we got a pretty good car. Should be able to have some good race pace, I think.
Former Alive for 5 champ Casey Johnson's battled medical issues much of the past 2 seasons, but he's looking strong after winning the ASA Midwest Tour opener at Madison.
Yeah, I'm getting pretty close to where I want to be. Steadily, we've just been progressing over the last year or so. So no, I'm getting there. We're actually going to run the Midwest Tour full time now, and we're going to do this. And then I teamed up with Justin Mondyke to get the Thunder points too. So yeah, we made a pretty good schedule.
Elko, Minnesota's Tristan Swanson won a Tundra Series feature here last summer and finished second in the season opener back in April. He's looking to put the 91 up front.
It would be huge, especially since we've been so close so many times. Just been chasing, and I finally think we're close enough to where I definitely think it's possible.
It's a field filled with feature winners and track champions. Appleton's Jordan Thiel, one of the many looking to win tonight's Trickle 99.
It'd be right up there with the best of the career, with the WCS race and the Tundra races we've won. It would be right up in line with those. Like I said before, really tough competition here, so if we could, pull out a win and end up in victory lane, that'd be huge.
In qualifying, Gabe Summers is a man on a mission. The defending Alive for 5 champ and 2-time defending ASA Midwest Tour champ with fast time and a simple race strategy.
You just got to be able to hold on for 99 laps like you're qualifying every lap.
We'll run 3 super late model heats before the main event. The first, a positioning race for the drivers who qualified 17th on back. Kowicki driver development racer Bryce Miller out front in the 11 car. He wasn't happy with his qualifying effort, but the young gun out of Columbus, Wisconsin takes the checkers with an eye on the feature.
Those laps were crucial for us just to kind of get back to where we were. So we went back to what we were running and made a couple adjustments off of that, and it finally woke the car up. So hopefully we're going to start deep in the trickle 99, but there's 99 laps, so hopefully we can find our way to the front there.
The fast qualifier heats are up next, and if this is any indicator on how the night is going to go, we're in for something. That's Derek Lemke in the 31 on the inside. John DeAngelis Jr. making his move in the 7 car. Johnny D has been very good here in the past. Lemke's also run well in a couple of appearances at DRP. Coming to the checkers, this is as close as it gets. Derek Lemke, who makes the haul all the way from North Carolina, winning the first fast qualifier heat. We don't have the same kind of drama in the second fast heat. That's Mitch Haver, comfortable out front in the 7 car. And the former Tundra Series Rookie of the Year out of West Bend, Wisconsin, takes the checkers. The 602 Outlaw Late Models come to green for their main event. Mason Hellenbrand and Bobby Wilberg on the front row for the first of 35 laps. Up front, it's Hellenbrand in the 67. Wilberg right behind. Fast qualifier Dennis Prunty. John Lemke and Brad Worthen battling for the 4th spot. Trouble in the corner. Rick Bolton 16, Adam Hansen in the 2, and Dan Snyder's 5 car all involved. Back to green with Hellenbrand. The young Verona driver holding off Prunty now up to 2nd in the 42, and Wilberg right behind running 3rd. Coming to the checkers, it's Mason Hellenbrand winning the 602 Outlaw Late Model feature. Feature time for the Mid-Am Racing Series has Rick Reddick-Tackman in the 74 and Kyle Brick in the black 3 car leading the way. It's Brick, the Joliet, Illinois driver out front. Defending Mid-Am champion Scotty Gardner Jr.'s raced his way up to 2nd. Kenny Richards right behind in the 5 car. Josh Nelms right there in the 0. Gardner takes over the lead. Richards right behind in the 5. And these two are really having at it. Gardner won the last Mid-Am race at Madison. He's looking for back-to-back wins. Richards, driving Bill Preetzel's 5 car, doesn't race Mid-Am often, but when he does, you usually know he's there. This wheel-to-wheel battle will come down to the final lap, with Gardner, who hauls all the way from Dyer, Indiana, holding off the Montello, Wisconsin veteran for the win.
The car was a little tight, so we actually rolled up the top and the center of the corner was way better. But he just gave me crazy respect. I just knew if I hit my marks, I'd be all right. And I gave him a chance to dirty me, and he absolutely did not take it. He drove me with the utmost respect.
Minnesota Young Guns Ty Fredrickson in the 36 and Tristan Swanson in the 91 lead the super late models to green for the first of 99 laps in honor of the late Dick Trickle. Swanson looks to be off the pace. He's lost an engine. This is big trouble. Randy Sargent, Derek Lemke, and James Story all into the turn 1 wall. Pat Barrett has the caution out and will go red. Lemke's car being towed off with big damage. Back to green flag racing with Fredrickson leading. Gabe Summer 2nd in the 15. Max Kaler 3rd in the 17 car with Casey Johnson 4th in the 5 and John DeAngelis Jr. in the 7 rounding out your top 5. Not far behind, Bobby Kendall in the 11, Jeff Storms 25, Ken Sauter and Jordan Thiel. Ty Fredrickson's led from the drop of the green flag, but Gabe Summers is right there, with Casey Johnson working on Max Kaler for 3rd. Fredrickson, the 16-year-old, is setting a blistering pace, but he's in traffic, as are Summers in 2nd and Johnson now up to 3rd. And the caution is out for Jeff Storm in turn 2. Ken Sauter takes the blame and goes to the back. If anyone is anything for Ty Fredrickson, now is the time to show it. Summers won this race a year ago. He took the outside lane on the restart. This move gives Casey Johnson the inside lane, and he'll take over second place. The three-time ASA Midwest Tour champ is right on Ty Fredrickson's bumper. But it's Fredrickson taking the Trickle 99 for his first win of the season.
Hopefully this is the turning point. Really appreciate all the drivers there racing me clean at the end, Casey and Gabe. It was nice to get a good green flag run in and not have so many yellows, so I just want more races like this.
You hold off drivers like Casey Johnson and Gabe Summers to win a race like this, Ty Fredrickson has reason to celebrate. I'm Bill Holland. Thanks for watching, and thanks to everyone who makes this program happen. We'll see you next time we go in the groove on the Racing Roundup Show.
Thank you, Bill. Yeah, give him a hand, everybody. Good job, man. Great coverage. Had to be a fun night to cover racing there.
It was a great show, and the racing, both in the mid-am and the super late, the racing for the lead, remarkably clean. In the mid-am race, Gardner and Richards, they had a lot of chances to rough each other up, and they didn't. And on the super late side, Summers, Casey, man, they're trying to chase down that 36, but nobody had anything for Ty Fredrickson that night.
And Ty's had a couple of big crashes this year, so to see him bounce back was a big deal for him.
I think you're right. He basically said that. They needed something good to happen, and that happened Saturday night.
Bill, we have choices this weekend. I know Friday night I'll be at Madison International Speedway for the ASA Stars race. Sunday I'll be at Slinger Speedway. They're going to run Bees and Sportsman as well on Sunday night, as well as a 300-lap race at Slinger. That's where I'm going to be. Any thoughts or decisions yet on where you might be?
I have made no final call. We've got the Red Race. We've got 2 Stars Tour events. The Tundra Series at Marshfield with the Bev Ashenbrenner Memorial.
That's a big
deal in that racing community. And there's a lot of good weekly racing action all over the state. So go support your local racetrack.
Couldn't have said it better. Bill, thanks again for being here. Thanks for being part of the show.
Thank you, Jim. Appreciate it.
If you'd like to sponsor Bill's segment on the program, drop us an email at racingroundup@gmail.com. Say, I want to sponsor Bill Holland in the Groove right now. Love to have your support. Thank you, Bill, for all you do.
Thank you, Jim.
Absolutely. Hey, you know what we need to do? We need to say a big thanks. How about everybody give a big round of applause for Bobby Goodnecht at Oak Creek Automotive. Oak Creek Automotive Night cannot happen without Bobby and the great team there. 37 years in business, 27 at Drexel. Seek them out. You now know a little bit more about the racers they sponsor. We want you to support those local racers, and we want you to be part of our show. This Saturday, we're on CW 18 at 11:30 in the morning, and on Tuesday night, we are live at Paulie's Pub and Eatery on June 17th, with a great lineup, including our friend Bob from Jiffy Lube. Lots to come. Check out our Facebook page. Check out our website as well, racingroundupshow.com, for more details on where we're headed next. Until our next Benson Valley Bourbon Show in 2 weeks' time at LD's Barbecue. Maybe I'll see you this weekend. Say hi. See you next Tuesday as well on the Racing Roundup Show live at Paulie's Pub and Eatery. Thanks again for being part of our show. Oak Creek Automotive Night. What a great success. Thanks, everybody, for being here. Until next Tuesday, set your DVRs, support your local racing, and have at it, racers.
We hope you enjoyed tonight's show. Remember to tell your friends and watch our 30-minute TV show on Milwaukee's CW18 this Saturday morning at 11:30. Like our show on Facebook, follow and interact with us on X and Instagram at Racing Roundup. Join the racing crowd at our live show and win prizes. For our latest show schedule and to watch all of our shows on demand, visit our website, racingroundupshow.com. We are delivering fresh content every Tuesday at 6 p.m. Central. Until next time, race fans, on behalf of our entire crew, this is Dean Strom reminding you to support your local racetracks, set your DVRs, have at it, racers.